Hello and welcome to Ketter Farms. We're back with another episode of Lincoln Creek, Nebraska, and this will be our final episode on this map, as well as our final episode on Farm Sim 19, believe it or not. This episode is scheduled to come out Thursday, the 18th of November, 2021, and on Friday the 19th, we're going to be getting access to Farm Sim 22. So I figured we need to wrap this series up, which for me involves selling all of our first year crops off, which is this bin of dry corn right here. And what better way to do that, especially with the announcement of the new AI system in Farm Sim 22, than to use a little bit of course play and maybe auto drive. Maybe we'll use auto drive to sell off all of this corn. And so I'm going to get this big auger out of the way that we used for loading, and we're going to set up some auto drive courses here that should allow us to sell all this corn much easier. Now, after last episode where we attempted to do that a little bit more manually with the follow me mod, yeah, we're going to fall back to auto drive here to help us get all of this corn moved. We're not doing that follow me thing again. That just didn't work out. Plus, we've got a lot more corn. In fact, if we look here, we've got 892,000 liters of corn, which comes out to be 25,000 bushels of corn. So this is probably going to be about 10 semi-loads here. And so we might as well get to it. Let's find our unloading auger. Should be right around the corner here that we used for the soybeans. And we're going to need to fire up this little engine. And we'll bring this thing right on over here to the auger. I got to get this to raise up so I can actually turn. Good deal. All right, folks, we're finally here. We putzed our way across the entrance, and we putzed our way across the driveway, I should say the entrance. My goodness. And we're here. We're going to raise this up to make sure it's nice and high. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about if we're going to run an auto drive course on this, we're going to we're going to want the auger as straight as possible. So let's try and get it more like this from an angle perspective. That way, as we come at this with the trucks, we should be able to maximize our height and not get so close to the auger that we have problems. Dry corn. We can preload our auger, which is a little bit awkward, but it should work out. And then we're going to grab one of these semis and actually use it to edit the auto drive course, because we're going to need to create a path that comes up a little closer to that auger. It's been a minute since we've created an auto drive course, so let's pop open the menu here and see if we can remember how we did this. I think I created most of our courses right at the beginning of the series here, so we're gonna ignore all these. It should be able to follow this just fine. It might go a little bit slow there, but I'm not too worried about it. We'll look into it if it starts to feel too slow. And then we're gonna come right here in this wider spot, I think, and create our spin-off. So let's record path. Let's open up our tarp. And I want to kind of get nice and centered on this, but I don't want to be running into it all the time. Something like that. I'm going to pull forward a bit farther than I would normally. I'm going to create a target called dry corn bin. Boom, just like that. And then we're going to come right over here. And with any luck, I want to put that right in that same point, just for the fun of it. This is the junction point to rule them all here. So let me back up and actually finish filling this semi now. And then we will take this first load down to wherever it is we're going to go. Actually, I shouldn't say wherever it is. I know exactly where we're going to go. So if we look at the prices here, you can see the grain pile at the ethanol plant is at $39 a bushel here. And while it says the autumn grain pile, I think it's still open through the winter months. So if I jump over here real quick, you can see all the barriers haven't loaded up yet. So I think today is probably actually the last day we can haul corn up here. And so we're going to get it up here. So I'm going to jump back in the truck here. We're going to head on down towards field 68 because that's the nearest path that we have. You let auto drive do the driving. I'm gonna follow the course down here because I do want to see how optimal that is. It says a 5-minute drive time, which seems like it's probably actually the optimal path here. I am gonna let auto drive go a little bit faster. Maybe we'll say 65. Shouldn't run into too many problems with 65. We don't hit our nice Ketterick Farms sign. That's awesome. Once again, a huge thank you to Legacy Ag who put that sign together for us. Going to be the first mod that I personally convert over to FS22. Maybe I'll do a video on that this weekend, how to convert a basic mod over to FS22. We'll get our Legacy Ag sign put into the game. So I'm going to zip down here to the ethanol plant, and I'll catch back up with you when we're ready to start making the course down there and testing things out. Oh man, I'm having flashbacks to hauling all those bales off of this field. No, thank you. And I won't lie, I'm a little bit glad I'm not going to have to pick up all the rocks off of this field. I do like the rock picker, but that would have taken a while, I think. So I'm going to turn off the auto drive course here. We're going to drive on in and see if we can create this course from here. Now, the first step of this is going to be making sure that we don't turn too far, that we turn far enough maybe is a better way to put it, that we can get in here without getting hung up on the gate with auto drive. And so I'm going to kind of swing around like so. And we're going to take our chances with running auto drive over the ramp here. It's always hit or miss for me with these. Sometimes auto drive likes it, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll find out here shortly, I guess. But I definitely want to come around the back side of this. Nice, big, easy turns. And the thing I'm most nervous about is getting this all lined up in a way. So this is a tricky dump point right here. And I think I've already messed it up by turning a little bit too wide there. And so there was my trigger. So I'm going to create my point right here and say sell grain pile. And we're going to keep moving forward just a bit here since we're still in record mode. Oh, that's our driveway. We're messing it up already. All right, let me delete a few pieces. All right, go back to record mode. We're going to record the rest of the circle, and then I'm going to try and have this guy come in here and sell his grain and see how this is working. Now, normally when I'm doing this, I would take the time to create entrances and exits going both ways, but knowing that we're only going to be selling and going back to the farm from this, we're just going to live with how it is. Now, I need to figure out how to delete this forwardmost point, and I need to delete one more point, and then we just need to hook this to this, and we're good to go. So I'm going to do a quick turnaround here in the field so I can get pointed back going the right way. We're going to turn off edit mode, and I'm going to do pickup and deliver, I think is the mode that we're doing. That does appear to be the mode that we're doing. So I'm going to pick up at dry corn bin. We're going to sell at grain pile, and we're selling dry corn. And now I just got to get right back on the path here heading in, hit that drive button, and we should be good to go. We might have to make some tweaks here, and so that's why I want to kind of let it follow along. If we fail epically, we can make those tweaks. And then we're going to need some fuel in this semi. We're going to need to probably fuel the whole fleet up. So once we get this ironed out while he's driving back up to the farm, we'll probably fuel and service the rest of our vehicles here before we start convoying corn down here to the pile. I'm really curious to see what a full load's going to sell for, too. All right, buddy. Now's your moment to shine. Oh, not so much. You're going to get totally hung up on this, and I'm going to get really angry. All right, let's see if I can edit this a little bit while we're here. I'm definitely going to need to edit this. All right, turn that off. I got to get you out of my way a bit. All right, that should be far enough. And we're going to right-click and hold to drag this forward a bit. I'm going to back up here so I can reach the other points. And we're just going to get rid of this kind of weird turn that we had here. Now I'm going to circle around behind. This point looks actually pretty good. I'm going to pull it out that way just a bit. Try and straighten these out. Hopefully that'll work out for us. And I just want to take a look at this from the other side. Maybe pull this forward a little bit more. And then we'll also adjust some of these points down here. Still look a little squirrely if you ask me. So I'm going to pull this out so that we're coming at this cell point pretty straight is what we want to do, I think. Should be much better. Give our trailer a chance to straighten out a little bit there so we do kind of shoot past and then come back in and around. But that should be perfect for us. So let's give this another shot here. All right. We're going over the ramps. We're not crashing into anything. No obnoxious pathing this time. I think we're just going to have to move that cell point forward. Oh, we are hitting something. Oh, man. We're just getting hung up on this right side, it looks like. So we probably need to drag that one over a little bit. Maybe that one needed to go over a smidge, not too far. I don't want to be hitting the other side next time around. We'll fine tune this, but I think it's going to work. It looks like he was able to power through, so knowing that we can at least power through is probably a good thing. Ooh, we didn't sell it all. What happened? Oh well, he figured it out. Now it's all sold. I assume he's going to wait to put his thing down and then start driving. Oh yeah, we're good to go. So he's got 7 minutes back up to the yard. That should be plenty of time for us to jump up there and refuel the rest of these tractors before, or the semis before we send everything on its way. So I don't need edit mode anymore. We do have a lot of stuff in the way here. Let's see if we can sneak around here without too many issues and get pulled right up here. There we go. So with this guy fueled up here, we're going to have a lot better time. And I forgot to look, what was our corn sell price? We sold that load of corn for $105,000. So we made almost as much on a single load of corn as we made on 2.5 loads of beans. Something's not quite right there, but that is how the map is set up for us. So we're going to run with it. No reason to complain. We're going to make an absolute fortune today. So let's do that. Pick up and deliver from our dry corn bin to the grain pile, and dry corn, boom, should be just that easy. Now I'm going to increase the speedometer on our truck. We're going to increase the auto drive limit to say 65 should be good, and let that guy get on his way. And we're going to actually have the grain truck haul as well, I think. Should speed us up just a bit. So much the same. We're going to load at the dry corn bin and sell at the grain pile. Now, the only thing I didn't think about is the fact that this thing needs to have dry corn in it when the trucks pull up. It looks like our truck is waiting for some reason. He must be detecting the auger is in his way. You know what? There's a fix for that. We'll just pull you up and fill you ourselves. A little bit annoying, though. I was kind of hoping that we weren't going to have to deal with that. That way I could have manned the auger instead. But what I like about auto drive is it'll actually stop and wait for the semi to move out of the way, even though the semi isn't currently active on an auto drive course. And we'll just pull this guy out, and hopefully that grain truck will get in there. Nope, he's going to have the same dysfunction, so we'll send the semi on his way, and we'll just keep running the fill station ourselves, I guess, today. Our other semi is already back and ready, and so we got to just keep this auger filling. There we go. Send the grain truck on its way, and once again with the semi. I had the same problem with auto drive and the backhoe augers back in the day when I was doing this. So it's always something. Either way, we got all three of these trucks filled here pretty quickly. And so I'm going to be kind of curious to check and see how many bushels we've still got in the bin from our starting point here. I think we had, what, 25,000, 28,000 bushels of corn. So let's send this guy on the way and take a look here. We're already down to 15. So we've definitely knocked a huge chunk of our backlog out here. Not quite half, probably a third of it in these. Well, this will be our third semi-load plus a grain truck. Yeah, this is going to go fast, folks. All right, we're back up here and ready to load the next batch here. So we're going to have to go ahead and do that manually again, it looks like. So let's get auto drive turned off here. Open up our tarps. We'll pull this guy right forward here and make sure that we're loading in corn from the auger again. We'll kind of roll forward here so that as soon as we're done, we've got enough time. We're going to try and jump out and pull that grain truck into here before the auger has a chance to fill up. That's going to give us the most optimal time. Then we don't have to jump in and out of the auger again. We can just load trucks. I can hear the corn still unloading here. There we go. We did it. Now I'm going to pull this grain truck up and out of the way, but I'm not going to send it down to the elevator just yet. We had a little bit of a traffic jam up at the elevator there, the ethanol plant, I guess it would be. And so I think it's going to be just a smidge better if we separate these. From my perspective, it's nice having them all come back at the same time, because then I can just load without having to stop. But I think from an AI worker perspective, it's going to be better if we just give ourselves a little bit of space here. So that's probably enough space for the first truck. So I'm going to jump right in here. We're going to get this guy going. Oh, but it looks like he's getting off track a smidge here. So we'll send him down the driveway a bit before we send him on his way. And I know this semi is going to be done here as well by now. I'm kind of curious. I can still hear the auger loading up here, so we'll get the semi running. And if I hop in here, we got a little over 7,000, almost 8,000 liters left in the bin. Probably got 1,500 in the auger itself, so we're gonna get all of this up to the elevator on the next trip, which I'm excited for. So let's get this guy heading up there, and we'll jump back up to the elevator and check in and see what's going on. Alright, we're back up here at the farm for our last fill. So we should be able to get everything that we need loaded up here and sent back up to the ethanol plant here. And so I'm just gonna get this thing started back up, and much like last time, we're just gonna keep these trucks moving. So I'm gonna pull forward so we can keep the auger flowing. I think we're gonna need the grain truck. I don't think we can get this all in just the 2 semis, so I'm gonna fill the grain truck as well. There we go, off to the races. It's like clockwork. If we had done more on this map and gotten more fields, we would have definitely had no problems keeping up with selling off multiple bins worth of stuff. We just would have had to get something that works a little bit better here. I could probably do course play. I don't think course play stops with the trigger like this does. Actually, isn't there an auto drive setting that does that? Let's double check. Hang on. We're gonna stop this for a second. This is one of those things I feel like people are gonna be yelling at me in the comment section. Avoid collision detection, which also detects AI, traffic signs, fences, etc. I've got collision detection set to no, which my understanding is that means I should not do collision detection. I don't see anything else in here that really has a meaningful impact here. So the only thing I'm thinking I can do is change this to yes, hit apply, and hit play and see what happens. I don't think this is gonna work. Ooh, and we never put diesel in this semi either. Let's see what you got. Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work. All right, we're gonna set that back the way it was so we don't have any problems, and pull on up here and get some corn. Ooh, it's not all gonna fit. We're gonna need one more semi probably to finish hauling all this corn up to the ethanol plant there. Oh, I can't believe it. I wonder if we'll at least get it all in the auger. Well, we're gonna take our chances on fuel. Famous last words, I know. And let's look here. We got a couple thousand in the bin still. We're filling up the auger. We might need more than 1 truck. We might need 2. So we're gonna get these sold, and we'll just keep this thing moving. So as we empty this batch of corn here, I'm looking up there and seeing we're approaching. We're gonna definitely surpass 700,000 with this dump. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure we're on hard economic difficulty. And so, yep, if we look at our settings here, we are indeed on a hard economic difficulty, which this doesn't feel very hard. I mean, we're running a huge farm. We took out a huge loan earlier in the season here to buy a bunch of stuff, hundreds of thousands of dollars of loan. Yeah, I mean, we're going to clear $1 million on selling this corn here. And so I'll be kind of curious. I mean, land's not cheap, and if we look at the map here, I mean, I kind of tried to buy some fields all over the map just to have some variety. We could have bought this big field maybe right across the farm from us, 950,000. We definitely would have been able to afford that. So and we've got the ability to take out a huge loan with seasons. It's based on the amount of land and property and tractors and equipment and stuff that you own. So yeah, I mean, we could have probably taken on a couple million in debt this year and snatched up a huge chunk of these fields to give us a lot more work to do with our big iron, and then paid down on that debt. I mean, $1 million, we're going to be able to get a really good sized field for that. So let's wrap up selling these last couple loads of corn and see where we come in exactly for the season. It's only been a handful of rounds here up to the elevator, but let's be honest, anytime you're doing a repetitive task for a while, it gets to be a bit much. So we're happy this is going to be the last trip up there. We're going to get as much of this corn as possible pushed into this semi. We might need one more trip with the grain truck. I'm not sure here. We're going to see. We're going to see if we can heap it up here onto the semi, though. It's going to be close. So close. There it is. We got it all into the semi-trailer. Very excited. All right, let's get you heading up there. We'll check back in. And for the rest of these guys, let's get them off their courses and parked off to the side here. We are not going to need to be paying these workers to sit in line anymore. So we'll just park this here. That way it's in the way if we need to use that tractor for anything. And this thing is still running, so we're going to go ahead and just shut that down. Everything's emptied out of there. Double check. This is zeroed out as well. So all of the dry corn has officially been moved off of the farm. And our last remaining activity here is going to be to stop these other worker from continuing to try and unload corn. I just saw him come back to the farm here, I thought. I could be mistaken. Oh, we found him driving around the backside here. So we're going to go ahead and turn off his auto drive. And I think we're just going to leave him down here on the end. Nowhere better to be right now. All right, we're coming back up here to the ethanol plant with the final load of corn for FS19. Oh, it's crazy to say that. It's kind of a mixed emotions moment here where we're selling our last load of corn in Farming Simulator 19. I guess it's fitting that it's corn, but yeah, I've got mixed emotions here. It's crazy to think that this is going to be it, and we're going to be moving on to FS22 after this. I will say I'm super excited for FS22. We're going to be jumping right into the American map with American machinery. We've got the 8RX and X9 in the base game, so lots and lots of fun to be had. We're going to see what we can do to farm that with as big of equipment as possible. Well, with that being the last load, we're at $985,000 in the bank. We did pay off our loan. Let's double check on that here. You can see 0 loan dollars. We made a total of $991 today after taxes, fuel costs, and wage payments. We only paid $25 for those guys to haul corn for us for half the day. Pretty sweet. $992,000 of corn sold this harvest. You couple that up with our soybean income, and I don't know, we'll just call the bales a wash because of all the money we wasted on baling equipment. So we definitely made a good chunk over $1 million, probably closer to 1.1 million total across the harvest year here, which is a lot of fun. Pretty good times. And just like that, we're back up in the yard and all wrapped up for our corn selling. It feels awesome to be done. Our trucks are tired. They're dirty. They need a rest. They need a wash. However, with that, this is going to be the final episode of Farm Sim 19. Hopefully you've enjoyed this series. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, drop a like. It helps me out immensely. And stay tuned for FS22 content all weekend. Let me know in the comments what kind of videos you'd like to see on FS22 first. We're going to be doing tons of tutorial content. We're going to be doing Let's Plays. We're going to be doing live streams. So let me know what you want to see, and we'll try and make it happen. That's all for today. Keterk out. Do. Chug, chug, chug. Putz, putz, putz. Maybe I should have got a truck. Oh, this is taking forever. Getting a little close there, I think. Yeah, definitely a little closer. Gonna need a new Peterbilt after that. With that being the last load, it looks like we're at 900,800. Wow, I can't read today.